Sup nerds, Snows here, and it's been a while. And that's because about a month ago, I started working on this video that you're watching right now. It was supposed to be a hack roundup video for keyboards, like try different hacks and mods that are supposed to make my keyboard sound or feel different or better. Naturally, I needed a test subject, and that is this keyboard right here, the Kurama K552. Now, before we get into the first hack, I mean, a month is a long time to make a video. And that's because I tried to make my own hack, and it was so stupid the way wait till the end of the video, it gets kind of insane. Anyways, first hack, if you can call it that, is the usual. It's called the tape mod. This is the most famous keyboard mod for a reason. By putting some painter's tape on the back of the PCB, you add a layer of dampening to the keyboard that makes the keyboard more thocky, sound a little more on the low end. That's cool, but it really only works if A, the PCB is part of the mounting mechanism, or B, the PCB almost sits on the back of the casing. That way, you're basically filling the gap between the PCB and the back. Anyways, I taped up some PCB and, well, you tell me if you hear a difference. So yeah, it made a slight difference, but not much. The K552 mounts on the top metal layer, so the PCB doesn't really affect the sound equally. And the case of the keyboard is a pretty empty shell, so the tape doesn't really fill that void. The second thing I tried was something I saw on the channel called Keyboard here on YouTube. Shout out to this guy, really cool content. What he did was pretty cool. He took regular Elmer's glue and filled up all of the keycaps. Here's past me doing this hack. The first thing I have to say is don't do this. I mean, he also says that, but the glue is like 90% water. So once you fill it up once and you let it dry, it just goes back to like not even a millimeter thick, and then you have to fill it up again. And I did this 3 times and I'm still nowhere near a filled up keycap. So here you go. This is what it looks like. You see? And on almost all of them, the glue is kind of peeling away. Because the glue, when it dries, it basically constricts itself. It pulled away from the edges on bigger pieces, like this space bar. Take a look right here. So yeah, the glue peels, whatever. Let's do a sound test. Okay, this actually made a sound difference. It sounded much more muted. But let's go back to past snows. We have kind of a sticky situation. You know, if I type lightly, everything's mostly fine. But if I kind of, you know, hammer it home, some of them might just start to stick. You see? Kind of like these right here. Yeah, they're stuck down. So yeah, they stick. It's mainly because, you see, the switches on the K552 are the ones with cherry stems and brackets, meaning that the glued areas interfered with the brackets, causing sticking and mismatched key heights. So, it's a fail for me. Then I decided to jerry-rig my own keyboard hack. I thought, hey, the big thing about my personal favorite keyboards that I've reviewed here on this channel is that they all have some kind of silicone pad weaved into the layers. So wouldn't it be nice if I could make my own silicone pads for cheap? So naturally, I started researching how to make silicone sheets for cheap, and boom. All I needed was some cornstarch, a tube of silicone caulk, and a way to mix them. Naturally, a bowl and a silicone spatula. So what you're about to watch is someone being unprepared, who didn't do all of its research, and generally being dumb. Have fun, watch me suffer the consequences of my own actions. And we put that sucker in the cornstarch. Apparently this stuff sets pretty fast. I'm gonna get rid of this. Okay. Put that in my cup of water that I've been reusing. And then I'm gonna grab, where is it? I could swear I brought a spatula. Okay, I got a silicone spatula and my cornstarch mixture here. And basically you're supposed to mix until the silicone stops grabbing the cornstarch. So I just mix. At some point it's gonna be handleable by hand. Here you go. It's very vinegary, which is probably not good. Once again, I should probably point the fan at me. Okay. Nope, not yet. It's still absorbing some of that cornstarch. It smells like when I make pickles. Pickled onions, by the way. Amazing. Okay, so it's kind of handleable right now. Oh, all hell breaking loose. Come on. If you stay below the fumes, you don't smell it as much. At that point, I had left the room for about 10 minutes to kind of let it air out a bit. What happened there is called acetoxy curing. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but anyways, when the silicone cures, it releases acetic acid into the air. Like I said earlier, it smelled like I was making pickles. And that's because when I make pickles, I simply mix water and an acetic acid solution, aka vinegar, and I boil it up to make my pickling liquid. The same thing happened when I rapidly accelerated the silicone curing with the cornstarch. Acetic acid was released into the air. This was just way more concentrated. As for the safety, while it wasn't comfortable, it definitely wasn't enough to cause damage. I knew that around 5 to 10 ppm of acetic acid in the air was going to get released, and that's not dangerous. I just didn't know it was going to be this potent. If you want to do this, use a neutral curing silicone. It's what I should have done. I wanted results quickly, and it costs me. So, yeah. Anyways, I came back after, once the fumes were almost completely gone, and I continued with my project. Oh, and this is the end of the back and forth. I'll let Past Snows take care of the rest of the video. See ya. Okay, so I'm back, and I have to say, scratch whatever I said before, do not do this indoors, not even in a well-ventilated area. Unless you have some kind of chamber that can remove all of the air, like the bathroom. No, why am I so stupid? Don't do it inside, don't do it in a bathroom, just watch me be dumb. I would suggest you just don't try this indoors. I broke one of my gloves, that's why I'm here putting one back on. But essentially this mixture, which is already starting to harden, I'm going to put it inside of the keyboard. I'll do it in chunks. That might work nice. Not gonna lie, it's actually pretty cool. Besides the fact that I almost died, it actually works pretty well. I guess another tip, since I'm here and I can see that happening, put the screws back inside of the posts before you start putting the silicone in. That way you can avoid having some of them plugged by the silicone, which is what's happening to me right now. This is all live, okay? I lost my B-roll camera because it was too hot, so you're stuck enjoying the front-facing camera. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Started like a catastrophe. Kinda is working right now. What's gonna be impressive is if I can take everything off, like in one big sheet, once it dries. But man, this is super cool. I never thought I'd actually be able to make something like that for a video. Heck, look. I can take it out entirely, like this, already. That's pretty cool. It doesn't leave a mark, this is just rubber. Okay, so it feels like I kind of achieved what I wanted. It was absolute chaos, and I will definitely say that this method is a fail, but all that counts is if it sounds better or not. So, that's all that's left to do. Let's put the PCB back on. All right, the keyboard's all back together, and it's a little bit higher than it should be, but that's fine. I mean, it's all silicone under anyways, and wow, this is a beast now. It's as hefty as some of the very expensive keyboards that I have, but I mean, yeah, I did put a whole tube of silicone plus half a thing of cornstarch into it, but let's go ahead and do the sound test. So what did you guys think? I feel that it's a lot more subtle. It's a lot more cappy. I feel like if we were to change the keycaps, it would sound slightly better, but it's a definite improvement in my opinion. It's more muffled, more, I want to say clacky, but I'm not sure if that's exactly the term to use for this. Let me know down below what you think of the audio. Obviously, this was just a learning experience for me. I really wanted to try this combo of cornstarch and silicone into a keyboard, and now it's a new skill that I have to mod other things. Who knows? Would I recommend you do this? No, not necessarily, especially not indoors. Do it outside if you're going to. But it's a new skill once again. So if you want to learn how to make rubber, you have something here that you could try. And this brings up the question, what am I going to do next for a keyboard mod? Maybe I'll mod this keyboard again. Let me know down below if you have any idea of some mods I could try that nobody's ever tried before. I don't know, let's fill it up with rocks or with sand or something and see what we get. In any case, I want to thank Keyboard for inspiring me to make this. You guys for your continued support. Once again, I would recommend you not try this at home. As usual, you can click right here to see the latest video, right here to subscribe to the channel. Stay frosty, my dudes, and I'll see you on the next one. I really don't know if you should or should not try this at home, okay? It's just that it was chaos for me. Learn from my chaos and make something with it. All right, see ya.